We are continuing today, actually, Emirat Hashem, concluding today, Parak Yotes, chapter 19 of Mesillas Yesharim. The Ramchal writes, Kvar Amu Zichron Livracha Pasuk, Vani Basi Bidvarecha, Shelo Chazer Gavriel V'nichnas Lifnim Min HaPargud, Ela Kishelimet Sanigaria Al Yisrael. So here again, the Ramchal quoting the Gemara from Meseches Yuma, that says that the Malach Gavriel is one of the major Malach, one of the major angels, was only able to enter into the close proximity, literally behind the curtain, to be close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, after he was able to defend Klal Yisrael. Remember again, the Ramchal is going with the idea that the job of the Chassid is to go ahead and look out for the benefit of the Klal. Tovas Hadar. The Chassid has to be hyper-focused on this idea that what he does doesn't just impact him, but he has to recognize that it is his obligation to lift up the entire Klal along with him. Gidon ne'amar lo leich bekocha chazel fi shalimei sanagoya al Yisrael. And now the Ramchal says something beautiful. Kina Kadosh Baruch Hu oiv El Misha Oiv Es Yisrael. One of my favorite lines in the entire Sefer. Hashem only loves someone who loves Klal Yisrael. Hashem only loves someone who loves Klal Yisrael. B'chol she'adam magdil avaso liYisrael, gama Kodesh Baruch Hu magdil alov. And the more that a person amplifies his love for the Klal, HaKadosh Baruch Hu ultimately again amplifies his love for that individual. The Eluheim haroim hamitim shel Yisrael. These become the true shepherds of Klal Yisrael. HaKadosh Baruch Hu chafetz b'hem harbei shemosrim asmam al tzono the darshim umishtadlim al shlomam v'tavosam b'chol hadrachim. This is beautiful. The true chassid is the one ultimately again who loves Klal Yisrael, and as a result of his love for Klal Yisrael, he amplifies HaKadosh Baruch Hu's love for Klal Yisrael. He amplifies HaKadosh Baruch Hu's love for himself. And the chassid is always worried about the welfare of the Klal, just like a shepherd is always worried with the welfare of the flock. And the chassid is always willing to stand up for Klal Yisrael, and in difficult times to daven and to advocate on behalf of the Klal, to open up the gates of blessing. To what can this be compared? Now here, what the Ramchal is describing is this dynamic, that Hashem loves those who love Klal Yisrael. To what can this be compared? La'av she'ena ohev shum adam yoser mishu roeh she'ohev es banav ava ne'emenes v'udavar shateva yayid alav. So he gives such a beautiful but simple mashal. Who does a father, when a father sees that someone loves his son, right? I have children, Baruch Hashem. When I see that someone displays love towards my child, I love that person. I love that person because that person is displaying love. My child is the most important thing to me in this world. And when someone displays love towards my child, I love that person. So the Ramchal says it's the same idea. It's the same idea of that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees that I love Klal Yisrael, if I love Jews, then I'm loving HaKadosh Baruch Hu's children. And when you love the children, the Father loves you as well. So beautiful. Here he's quoting the Gemara Meseches Makos, where the Gemara explains, the Torah explains, that a person who kills someone accidentally is sent to the Ir Mikla, to the city of refuge. And where does he remain? How long does he remain there? Until the death of the Kohen Gadol. What does the death of the Kohen Gadol have to do with the accidental killer? It's very simple. The Gemara says, because the Kohen Gadol should have davened harder for his generation, that they should be spared from these type of misfortunes. So it's incredible. So you see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees the accidental death almost somehow as the responsibility of the Kohen Gadol himself, because that's the job of a Kohen Gadol. That's the job of a chassid. That's the job of someone who strives for personal piety, to be preoccupied with the welfare of the Klal. V'chein amru, hu gavra da'achle aryeh, berichok tlasa parsi minei Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi. So the Gemara tells in a story that there was once a guy who was eaten by a lion. And this was at a 3 parsa distance, a significant distance from the home of Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi. And Eliyahu Hanavi, who apparently used to regularly converse with Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi, didn't appear to Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi for 3 days. And why didn't he appear to Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi? Because it was felt the fact that this guy was eaten by a lion in close enough proximity to Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi was considered to be an indictment of Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi. Had you been a greater advocate for the Klal, such terrible things would not happen on your watch. What do you see from here? From here you see the obligation that a chassid has to advocate, to plead, to daven, to lift up the members of his generation. V'hinei kvar be'anu chelkei hachasidas harashim uprateim mesurim l'chol bar seicha l'chol leiv tar lisnaig bam derech hayasha v'yashara shemaila. So now that Ramchal says at this point, we have concluded a very long chapter in Mesillas Yesharim. We have concluded Perek Yutes, and now the Ramchal says, what have we accomplished? We've outlined the general parameters of Chasidus. General parameters. The details, we often say the devil's in the details. It's not the devil, the Ribbon Shalom is in the details. Kedusha is in the details. So now that we've outlined the general parameters of Chasidus, it is up to us now to delve into the details. Now he says the details are lent l'chol bar seicha l'chol iftar. It's given over to every thinking person, to every person of pure heart. Leisnaig bohem b'derech hayasha l'fi hashara shema'ila. To conduct himself, to figure out his personal pathway in piety according to the principles that we've espoused. Kol davar be'ito, everything in its right time. Now the truth is, this last line is going to make a lot more sense when we get to the next parak. Because as we're going to see tomorrow, Me'eretz Hashem, when we have the schos to begin Paragraph chapter 20, Mesillas Yesharim. So what we're going to see is how one has to be logical and thoughtful in how they actualize their personal chasidus. And that's kind of the lead-in. So Ramchal says, I've given you the general parameters. I've given you the framework. Now a person's going to have to use their judgment. A person's going to have to use their seichel in order to figure out what is true chasidus and what is not. Mazel tov on completing Perek Yutes, and Me'eretz Hashem, looking forward to beginning Perek Chav tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.